Welcome back to the next episode of Waifu Wars. I am 3CABDREW, aka Drooby Doo.
And I am 2B's personal thigh massager, Sobroni.
And welcome back to another episode of Waifu Wars, where we talk about all things anime, the good, the bad, and the weeb. But not your waifu because she is trash. How you doing, Oni?
I'm here. How are you doing, Drew?
I'm good. We had a spicy.
We had our whole filler arc off camera, so it's fine.
We really did. As we were talking about this, I was like, "Damn, I really wish." Even though it has nothing to do with the anime, I really wish we recorded this because this would be awesome to upload somewhere. But alas, we are here. You only get the weeb stuff from us. So yeah, without any further ado, we're gonna start off with our new segment this week in anime. I'm gonna start us off, excuse me. According to Anime News Network. Shout out to Draxium to sending this to me. We were talking about this when on Saturday stream. Only you were gone to get a drink refill. N-Light produces Afro anime film Mafinda.
Oh yeah, he showed me that.
Oh, he did show it to you. Okay. So yeah, as I said, N-Light is producing a film called Mafinda, which it refers to with the term Aframe or Afro anime. But let's stop right there.
Aframe, let's go.
Why? It could just be girls, ladies, gentlemen, who else, and any other genders that work for N-Light. We could just call it anime. We could still, it still could just be not Aframe.
It's
like
Aframe, Drew. Oh my god, they're gonna retroactively categorize every black anime as Aframe.
Aframe, I know. I'm just like,
Afro Samurai is the first Aframe.
And I know Black Twitter is gonna hear this, and they're going to make fun of it and start calling it like, I don't know, like Nigame or something like that, which is actually hilarious.
The number one Afromate was actually Naruto this whole time.
Yeah, so it's just, so yeah, I'm not gonna be using that term. I'm not like, and if I do, it's gonna be as a joke. Because that just sounds so ridiculous. Like, girl, you're another anime. You're just an anime with mostly black people. It's okay if it's just an anime of black people. Like Yasuke, which is an anime of black people. It was a bad anime. Well, no, actually, no. It was black people. Right, it was mostly Japanese. It was one black man. It was still bad, but Mafinda tells a story of a young girl, Odi, who is transported into the past where she joins another girl, Nasambi. They must venture into the Mafinda to confront evil spirits to reclaim the Nikisi if she has any hope of returning home. And yeah, so let's see. Cristiano Malik Terry, who's the founder of Unite, he leads N-Light Japan with Shin Koyamada, who has done projects such as The Last Samurai and Wendy Wu Homecoming Warrior. Oh, just choto yabai desu ne. Cause at first I was like, Last Samurai. I'm like, oh, you mean the movie with Keanu Reeves?
Isn't that Tom Hanks?
Some
I think we're both wrong.
No, it's oh shit, it's Tom Cruise.
I was closer.
No, you are not. Keanu Reeves is
I got
Tom Cruise.
I got the first name right.
It's Tom Hanks. Oh, okay. I thought it was both close. But yeah, so that was the first one was kind of like, yeah, bye. And then Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, I'm almost positive that's like a Disney movie.
It sounds like
that's why I didn't recognize it at first. It was 100% a Disney movie. So I'm just like, ooh, no, not that's your biggest thing. So I'm a little slow to watch
I
up
worked
though.
on Spy Kids 3D, guy.
The only saving grace is um that the last person who's part of Enlight Japan is also Shigeru Igari, who is a former CEO of Atlas.
Mm.
So I'm just like, okay, a little bit of hope. Um, so yeah, they're producing Mapinda in Japan. Um, Donald H. Hewitt is writing the screenplay. He also did the screenplay for the English screenplay for Spirited Away. Um, so yeah, that's happening. Enlight, I like this message that says Enlight aims to bring Black and Indigenous stories in partnership with global creators. So it's like I'm skeptical, but I want to believe in them because that's a good message.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is a positive, as much as we're
Yeah,
joking on it.
yeah, and the animation, just in like some of the screenshots that I've seen, it looks it's very on the Spirited Away kind of animation. So I'm cautiously optimistic, and I definitely want to watch it when it comes out. But yeah, that's my news.
Awesome.
What do you-
I have in my attempt to always integrate sports into this podcast at Drew's dismay, I have
Uh,
news about the football team Jacksonville Jaguars. They actually made the playoffs today, I believe. Oh no, yesterday. They made the playoffs yesterday. And they tweeted out a Attack on Titan parody. Their Twitter account just dedicate your heart, and it has a picture of the Titans. Literally, they face the Titans. So they have like a picture of Derrick Henry as a Titan over their stadium, and their quarterback Trevor Lawrence like looking like Aaron. Um, so I think it's cute whenever football integrates anime fandom into their little marketing schemes. It's fun. It's cute. I actually love the Jaguars. They're my second favorite team. So I have two teams in the playoffs to root for, and yeah, it's just good, wholesome fun. And this is kind of like um impromptu news, but Drew, I have to share this link with you. It's like a quick link.
mm-hmm. Good.
This just happened. The game right now. It's also anime related. So let's get your immediate reaction.
Oh, I see.
One of the Lions players in their best running back introduced himself as like the Hokage of Detroit or some shit on the Sunday Night Football
Oh my
podcast.
god.
And
They said, you know what? If when you're doing this well, you can just do whatever you want.
he also gave his post game interview wearing that headband.
I'm sure he did.
He probably played with the headband on.
Oh my god. This is our first this is like the first, like, we know football players like
Mm-hmm.
who are into anime. Like we've definitely talked about this on the podcast at least once or twice.
Mm-hmm.
But like this guy's going like it's giving full weeb.
Yeah,
It's giving
he's wearing.
it's giving all he does is work out, play football, and go and load up Crunchyroll.
He has a bunch of anime songs on his workout playlist in the gym when he's with the other Lions teammates.
Oh my yeah, and oh my gosh, yes, and God forbid it's on a loudspeaker. They'd be like, nah, nah, nah. Like,
Who's working out to Bluebird?
it's the way his eyes go so big when he
Yes,
says
he's
it, and
so
he's just like,
excited.
that's actually kind of cute.
It
I love
is.
that. Oh my god, that's so funny. I
And
love
he's a
to
good
see it.
player, so bonus to him. He's representing us well.
Yes, good job, Jamal. Love that for you. All right, now that we're done with our news, it's time to start with our weekly reviews, and we're gonna start off with cleaning up the 2022 season of winter. No,
Yes.
2022 season of fall.
You're clean up, clean up.
And we're gonna start off with Chainsaw Man, episode 12.
Oof, I gotta go back in the memory banks to remember what happened.
Right. I'm like,
Woo!
what? Like, um, so I guess we could start with the fact that I think it starts with Aki fighting what's his face? Aki fight not what's his face, what's her face? Sawatari,
Oh,
the
the snake
woman.
girl, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in a very sweet message, or sorry, sweet flashback. And for me, I think what happened was why the goes into strip this kill homeboy.
Mm.
I think at the end of it was still holding on to Himeno's last command,
Yeah,
which
I got that too. I got those vibes.
yeah, which is why she didn't. She was just like, "Here's a cigarette." My
Mm.
homegirl said, "Here's a cigarette instead."
Although I do have to wonder, like, does that mean that Himeno anticipated that the snake would, or that the girl would eat her with the snake and then spit her back out to fight Aki?
Nah, because he didn't
It was just
know
like a
them.
lovely coincidence that it happened that way.
No, because well, no, that happened because by the time she was using the ghost, Aki was already like on the verge of death.
Yeah,
Aki was already on the verge of death, so she was just like, "Oh my god, he's gonna die. I have to
oh,
protect
that's a good
him."
point. Yeah, take
So
the cigarette.
yeah, so yeah, she was just like, "Protect him with. I'll give you everything. Just keep him safe."
Mm.
And that's what happened. And then Kobeni just snuck up right behind her and said, "Bitch."
Yeah, speaking of Naruto, just better
Right.
ninja than all the Naruto ninjas combined.
Right. I can't wait to learn more about her devil past.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think her devil is just like the fucking assassin devil or some shit.
Right. Um. Yeah. So it kind of felt sad that he had to kill Himeno's demon, or sorry, devil.
Yeah, I on the bright side though, I am Kobeni is growing on me a lot. She was very cute this episode, and Aki's growing on me a lot. He was actually very cool this episode. He had his moment with Denji towards the end as well. Great character building.
Great character building indeed. Um. Katana, the Katana man.
Mhm.
I really like. I knew him and Denji were gonna fight. He was just so I don't know, I found him a little obnoxious. I don't know if it's just me, cause he was literally just like, "Ugh, you killed my grandpa."
Yeah, no, he was kind of. I feel like they could have found better motivation for him than being an idiot.
Right, exactly, "You killed my grandpa." He's like, "Alright, I won't do anything, just you yourself, let me kill you." He's like, "No." Like, he literally said, Your grandpa literally." And I would say on Denji's part, Denji could've just been like, your grandpa became a zombie devil and um yeah, I had to kill him out of self-defense.
Yeah, it was self
So
defense,
he
bro.
it was, but he didn't say all that. But even so, he said, "Yeah, your grandpa."
He said, "Yeah, your grandfather became a devil," and he was like, "Bullshit! That would never happen."
But I'm like, "Girl," said the man who has katanas coming out of his head?
Yeah, like is that really that unbelievable?
Right, so that truly I don't know, that didn't make any sense to me. But I guess they just had to have a reason to fight. At that point, I was like, "Girl, just spare us the silly dialogue and just get to killing each other."
Yeah,
But that's the point. Uh,
I do have to compliment the fight choreography in this show
yeah.
because I do love how brutal it is. Like you really feel like, oh yeah, they're fighting with chainsaws and swords. It's just so much, lots of gore, lots of just like visceral hits, and every hit just feels like impactful. I love it. It doesn't feel like
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z type of floaty fighting. No
exactly.
beam
Yeah,
spamming.
no beam spamming, none of that. And it's not so much, yeah, unlike Dragon Ball Z, it's not like, hi, we're fighting with our fists all the time. Like, no, we're trying to cut and shoot each other.
Yeah.
So if you get cut or shot, unless you are one of two characters in the show, or well, one of three characters in the show, you're gonna be in for a bad time.
I also like that because of that, the fights are kind of on the shorter side.
Mhm.
But like, I know some people probably wouldn't like that, but I like that because it makes them feel
Yes.
more serious and like consequential. It's like, oh shit, if you get hit by a fucking sword, you're just, like you're getting chopped in half.
Right, like, I literally was like, "Oh, shit," when Denji started losing his limbs. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, shit, like, is he gonna lose this?"
Yeah,
Excuse me, because I don't know, with this show, it's predictable enough that Denji could have just lost, and then, for whatever reason, the Katana Man had to, like, escape or whatever.
exactly.
But then on the other hand, I didn't foresee Denji winning off the sheer strength of the guy did his thing, and Denji just like how did I think he cut him with
He made
a
a
chainsaw
chainsaw from
on
his
his feet.
leg. Yeah, which is
Yeah,
also cool because it's like it wasn't like a bullshit power. Like it's something that he hadn't done before, but you believe it's like, oh, that's doable because it makes
yeah.
sense. He has him
If
on
you
his
grow out your
arm.
leg, yeah, out of your arms and your head, why not grow them out of your feet?
Yeah, and it is a lesson that his sensei taught him. Like, oh yeah, just don't. Why would somebody ever believe a hunter?
Exactly. So, so yeah, he definitely improved. It was so funny. It didn't feel like much of a training arc because it
Mhm.
really wasn't.
It was like
One,
2 episodes.
right,
So there's
exactly,
only 12 episodes they have to work
and
with.
you
So
right, and it was just like 2 or 3 scenes where you just see them like bruised and bloody,
yeah,
and that's it. But yeah, he actually like learned something, and then he ended up winning. So I can't really complain.
pretty much. The trading worked. Let's put it that way.
Training worked. Um, and then of course the great scene would just surmises the, I don't even know the word I can think of that it just summarizes the ridiculousness of this show, where Denji and Aki are just like, "Hey, you want to kick this guy's balls?" I remember what the bet was even. It was like
It was just like we'll kick his balls, and whoever wins gets his balls.
it was something that stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Aki's like, "Oh my god, that's stupid. Like, we're here to apprehend them. Like, what are you talking about?" And then it's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Oh, you don't even feel a little bit bad? I mean, like, all those dead people, Himeno." And he's like, "Hmm, sure." And you just see that little montage of them just kicking him in the nuts over and over.
They really have a. I get like their relationship. It's getting more and more like because they were so adversarial at first. Now they're feeling a lot more like friends, and I'm excited for that. Like family, even. Like he
Yeah,
feels like the
I
older
would say
brother.
more like, yeah, it's even more family than friends. It's like, I'm taking care of you because I have to.
Hmm.
Like, you're a pain in my ass. And I'm clearly old, like, Aki's clearly the older one. So yeah, I was like a older, younger brother thing.
And Power is clearly the little sister in this dynamic. They had a lot
Yeah.
of great Power had a lot of good moments this episode too when they were in the elevator and she just it jumps off on the floor to fight all the demons and then he's just like don't make any noise please and she's like I'm Power.
Ah!
Yeah.
You're right. And he just closes it. He's like, girl, I don't have time for all this.
They even had like a
I
little
mean,
slice of life moment at the end where they're like it was part of the ending theme I think but they're like going shopping and shit. It was really cute.
agree. That ending part was really good. Um, oh yeah, and then the blonde girl dies. They assume that it was part of her pact that if she gets caught or if she's being made to like, I don't know, confess a name that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, off with their head and
Shame. She was really
sent
cute.
together. Yeah, it's a shame that she's dead. But like this is Chainsaw Man. A lot of people are gonna die. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to next season. It hasn't been announced, but there's no way they're not getting a second
Yeah,
season.
for sure.
And we get to see more about this gun devil person and who they are and how they operate. Yeah, they just gave a lot of, a lot of little pieces to be like, hey, there's gonna be season 2.
Yeah, there was a stinger at the end with like somebody giving a monologue to Denji that we didn't see. So I predict that'll be important.
Oh yeah, where I assume it was I assume it was Pochita who was like, don't open that door, girl.
Yeah.
Like, do not open that door. Or you're gonna have a bad time. So can't wait till he opens it.
Yep. Hopefully next season. So are we're gonna rate it?
Yeah. Um this gets a solid 9. It's very, very good. It's very intentional was trying to be, and it does it well. Um unlike some of the anime. But yeah, it does what no the CGI is did more or less pretty well compared to a lot of anime that use CGI. It's one of the better ones. Not that I expected anything less from Mappa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um the characters are wild. Um and they're all super wild and cartoony, but wild or cartoony. But it all the reason why they are the way they are, it all makes sense. Like it's not just like it's just not Looney Tunes for sake of Looney Tunes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Power is wild and crazy because she's like a fiend. Denji doesn't give a fuck about anything, just wants boobs because his heart's kind of gone. Aki is what he is because, well, need I say less? All the personalities more or less are explained and they make sense. Well, with the exception of Makima, but who gives a fuck because Makima is
Maki was a
such an
bad bitch.
awesome character. You're right, she's just a bad bitch. So
That's her personality trait.
and I live. I'm sorry. She's just that girl. Like she alone could potentially make this a 9.5 for me because she's that good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, this is just a really good turn your brain off anime where lots of wild shit just happens and it's just executed very well.
Agreed. I am also giving it a 9 for the reasons you stated. Great animation. I think it's an interesting type of anime. I feel like it's on a league of its own in terms of like its subject because I hesitate to call it a shonen because it doesn't really feel shonen-y. It's like a new era shonen where it's like a lot more mature, a lot more gritty, a lot darker. Even the comedy's different from most anime. There's a lot of like sarcasm and dark humor, which I love. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so it just feels different, and I like it. It was fun. Love the characters. Best part by far were the characters. This show would not work if the characters weren't as fun, dumb, and like flawed as they are. I love that they're all so flawed.
Agreed.
And of course, it helps that they're all the girls are very pretty. Power, Himeno, Makima. So I'm just excited for season 2. This gave me a lot to bite on. This also feels like an appetizer season. It feels like this is just the start of the prologue of a better story. So hopefully we get that season 2 soon. Otherwise, I'm definitely gonna have to jump in the manga and see what's up.
All right. And with that being said, we're gonna move right along to My Hero Academia, season 6, episode 14, which is gonna be the last episode we're covering
Yes,
on the podcast.
dropped. No.
Okay, damn. Okay, girl.
Well, it is
um,
dropped, but it's not that
yeah,
maliciously.
right. So not a lot, and there's not a lot to say because, as Oni told me before watched it, most of this, the majority of this um what calls it, a recap episode, plus or minus like there's like one or two things that are worth noticing, and that is Destro got ambushed by the commission. Um, and I'm pretty sure this is bef- I'm positive this was before. This is even before the attacks happened. I believe
Hmm.
he was ambushed, but it didn't go that well for the commission because Redestro. Yeah, sorry, it's Redestro, not Destro. Destro was his dad.
Yes, this is
Redestro
Redestro.
is like really strong as shit. So he ends up, not only does he end up escaping, he ends up killing the president of the commission. So, which I believe is like the official, calls it, like the official organization for like heroes and the organization of heroes, I believe.
Hmm.
So he just kind of killed the president. I don't know why the president was there to apprehend him with a gun, like, but go off. Rest in peace, Queen. We also learned that Compress was left behind ultimately, and Redestro was arrested at the crime scene. Redestro, the ice guy Guren. Um, One thing I don't understand, and I don't know if you caught this, or maybe you can explain it to me in a way that makes sense.
Hmm.
In one sentence, they said, we apprehended Gigantomachia. And literally minutes later, they say that Gigantomachia is not there.
Yeah,
And
I didn't really get that part either.
okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me. I'm like, girl, do you have him or not?
I read it as maybe he escaped custody. Like, we caught him, and then he
Right.
escaped custody.
But why did you just say he escaped? It's like you're making it sound like you never caught him, even though you said like 2 minutes ago in the episode that you caught him. Which one is it, girl? Yeah, that's the only thing that really like that didn't make any sense. Um, Yo, they really killed Midnight.
Word, how dare you kill her in a
No.
recap episode?
Like, you didn't even
That's
show the
fucked up.
body.
That's so fun. Honestly, I feel like they fucked her. They gave her such an unceremonious send off.
Death, right. I didn't like that.
That was really fucked
That
up.
really
Don't
upset.
stick it at the end of a recap episode. And also, she deserves more of a send off than just like a half a minute crying session from the students, like
Not
not even showing
even.
her body.
Just showing her hand. I'm just
Hmm.
like, no. Mm-mm.
She also didn't really have that much of a hero. Like, I mean, I guess she kind of helped them stop
Yeah,
Gigantomachia, but
she kind of gave them the
the
idea, and then
idea.
stopped all those here. Well, tried to stop
She
all.
tried.
Yeah, then Mantia slapped her down, and then the rest of the heroes, the rest of the villains that were just there, curb stomped her into
Mhm.
oblivion. So yeah, it was just a really rough death.
That's fucked up.
Um,
How dare they?
right. But I mean, it's like how dare they? But also, shit like that literally happens. It's like I, it's like I am mad about it, but that's like the whole point. Like that's just so fucked up. But people
Yeah.
die like that all the time. Um. So yeah, and then this episode really does a good job of highlighting the tragedy of what happened.
Mhm.
Um, just like the carnage, people, the whole rescue efforts, which I appreciate them highlighting Uraraka because this is where she shines. Like, yeah, she's not super combat. Her powers aren't super combat ready, but what she does is important because this also saves lives.
Mhm.
So I really appreciated that, bit of spotlight on her. That that one scene where it just shows like this one hero just like losing all hope because he's just seeing the carnage and watching doctors telling people like, listen, if he look like he about to really die, I can't really help him. I gotta help the ones I know are gonna make it because we only have so many resources, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I was like, damn, this is some fucked up shit. But this, like they said, someone said this was war, and this just happened to be a casualty of said war. And I think end they end up they end off on the episode where All for One is like, "Yo, no moves, time to free me, time to free my actual body." They're like, y'all thought he said y'all thought you was safe. You thought I'm giving you guys a moment to breathe. Oh, girl, no. So yeah, I guess that's what's happening. I think those were like the important parts to take away from the recap episode.
Pretty much. I'm glad since we are dropping it for the new stuff in this season. I'm glad it's here, like at the
Yeah,
end of the arc.
yeah, agreed.
I'll probably still watch it, personally, just
Yeah,
on
on my own
the
time.
side. Yeah,
Oh, there's so much anime I have to
I
watch.
know. It's so tough. There's so much anime.
Anime. Um, I I guess we're going to rate this arc.
Yes, the mid-season review.
um,
I will say you don't have to give it. I feel like we don't have to give it a number. We could just be like, it was good or it was bad.
I mean, well, I feel like obviously we're gonna say it's good because it obviously was good. It
It's
obviously
just
was
so hard to
good.
give it a number because it's like not the whole thing too. So
Right,
yeah.
right. No, but it was clearly good. It was the complete opposite of how last season
Yeah,
opened
this
up.
was way better than last season's opening.
The literal antithesis.
Mm,
So I feel like it's hard for anyone to say anything bad about this uh arc.
no, it literally
Like,
had what you want from Hero Academia, which is all the heroes fighting, all the
mhm,
villains, some good character development from some of the villains as well.
yep.
So, I mean, it delivered. It
Yeah,
delivered what I wanted.
the development for the main character.
Mm-hmm.
Which I know that's the emotional and it's like a duh, but
Yeah.
in My Hero, they have definitely have a whatchamacallit a habit of just being like, Deku, fuck you.
Yeah.
Tell
It's
everyone
like
else.
it's like the anti-Naruto issues. Like sometimes the main character falls by the wayside for the side characters.
Yeah, but that did not happen. Like there were stakes, people died, losses on both sides. Rest in peace twice.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been literally anyone else, but
They killed two of the hottest characters. That's the sad part. They killed Twice and Midnight.
yeah, they really. Oh my god, he was so hot. It's like they kill that. It's like, and that's what I love about this arc because it's like, damn, you killed like the best of the villains,
Mm-hmm.
like the least evil of the villains. Like you killed the villain who's just like, I just want friends, but I just want friends, but also my powers are like broken. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it was very good, and I can't wait to watch the rest of the season. All right, let's move on to the last of the cleanup crew. Like that doesn't make any sense because we are the cleanup crew. The
Yes.
last of fall 2022. Eminence and Shadow episode 13.
I was gonna say, did you watch both episodes?
I did.
Okay.
It only in my notes it only says episode 13, but I'm almost positive I watched 14 as well.
Mm.
Because episode 14 ended the arc completely, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like wrapped everything up.
Right. It's like, man. it's like this. I still think I'm pretty sure this is still the best. Like this still I feel like this is still arguably like the best arc of all the arcs
Oh
that we've
yeah,
seen.
from the show,
Like
definitely.
yes, okay. But it's like, damn, these last 2 episodes, it was like, oh, it started off so like, yes, it's so good, but then once again, like we always say, it gets to the plot stuff, and we're just like, okay,
Yeah, the
I guess.
plot is the weak point of the show,
Which is so
unfortunately.
sad. Which is so sad.
If I were to like grade the show's like elements, it'd be like, yo, characters and character designs, 10 out of 10. Like, oh, I love all the characters. Except Sid. Everyone who's not the MC.
So I don't think we give it a 10 out of 10.
Fine. 8 out of 10. I'll give
Fair
Take Two. I'll give the comedy, when it's actually doing comedy, give that like
so
that's
good.
so good. It's like an 8 or a 9. Then it comes to the action. I mean, it's not horrible. It's like a 7. It's good. And then you get to the plot, and then that's like, woo, we're going 3.
Oh.
3, 4.
So, yeah, but yeah, for the plot, it's a 3. Yeah, it's a solid 3, 4. That is correct.
The issue with the plot isn't that it's bad, because I get what the point is. It's like, it's supposed to be a tropey show where it's like, oh, look at all these tropes, and then like Sid's supposed to call out the tropes, because he does that in one of these episodes where he's like, oh, this is the scenario where the hero comes out and saves or something, and then the bad guy shows up and he's like, oh, I guess it's a scenario where the bad guy, like, I get what the point is, but
it's like,
it doesn't convey it well.
Right, because then it starts acting like it's a serious anime.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a parody, but they don't do the parody part. They just do this the thing that they're parodying.
They make us. It's like serious overtones. Like I don't understand. That's going to be so point.
It's supposed to be like serious, and then you're supposed to get like the internal monologue where Sid is like poking holes and fun and everything. But then they forgot to do the monologuing, so it's just like, oh, so this is just a generic isekai action fantasy.
Yeah, we're watching this guy become Kirito.
Yeah, essentially.
Like he's literally he's just a slightly funnier Kirito.
Mm-hmm.
You know, of course, even in these 2 episodes, there were moments which makes me sad. It's like just mere snippets of humor.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, where the magic wears down and Epsilon loses her titties again. No, I need to actually show. I actually need to see. So there's like I have a friend, shout out to Beishi, who always keeps saying one of his catchphrases is literally like, "Oh my god, my titties fell off." Like when something crazy happens, or he says like something wild against him, he's like, "Oh my god, my titty, it fell off." But for it to actually be like actualized in an anime is so funny.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And then when it just drops, and then she just realizes it drops, and she immediately like that awkward moment where it drops. They all pause, and she immediately just like slaps it on back,
and
she's just like, "Did you see something? Did something happen? Did something happen?" And they're like, "Nope,
nope." Yeah, should ask twice.
You have to ask twice.
And that's kind of like why this is the best arc, not because of the plot or anything, but because we're actually seeing more of the characters. Like Delta's great. Like I love her whole wolf girl persona thing.
Yes, that whole switch up where she's like still feral, even though Alpha's telling her to leave, but then Alpha's like Delta, and then like into the crazy eyes, and Delta's like, "Oh my god."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Alpha's great. Delta's great. Epsilon, I love for obvious reasons.
I think Beta's my favorite.
Beta's great. They're all so good.
I think Beta is my favorite because she just because her and Alexia hate.
Yes, that's why I love
Alexia.
When they're like, oh, we're like the 3 whatever, and she's like, oh yes, the knight, the sage, and
the dead weight.
The dead weight.
Like, oh my god, it's so it's so funny. Even when they're like leaving, and she has to say something smart. She's like, "Oh, Alexa, you sure you don't want to stay here? Someone like you would seem to like dark, dry places like this," and just walks out. Like, like, she's such a bitch, and I love it.
Even the clumsy rich one, I forget which one she is. She's like, she has the whole empire of
Yes,
underwear and fucking chocolates or whatever.
yes,
She's like,
I
I
know.
love how they're all like, they all have unique personality traits and stuff. And like, we're finally getting that. This is what I wanted since episode 2 or whatever they were introduced.
Right, and I wish there was a way. I wish there was a way that they could like seamlessly sneak in the humor and the plot. Like, I don't know, like saying stuff like, for example, saying like, I forget which anime did this, but they would like say very stupid shit with like the straightest of faces.
Mhm.
Like, for example, and I forgot. I wanted to finish it off and talk about it, but I guess I'll finish it and talk about it next week. Akiba Maid Cafe.
Mhm.
Like, it's funny because they're saying like the craziest thing, like, I guess we're gonna fucking kill all you guys and show you fucking pigs what's up. You'll know not to mess with these fucking maids. Like, they're
Mhm.
saying this stuff with all conviction and a very serious face, and it's so funny.
Yeah, they should have gotten those people to do this.
Oh, period. Oh my god, knock it out of the park. But yeah, I just wish they would find a way to blend the plot and the comedy in a more cohesive way, because I felt like they're just like, okay, we're gonna be funny here, and then plot. And they're gonna do
Mhm.
like a huge chunk of plot, and we're not gonna sneak any humor in for a while. And then Sid's stuff, his observations, they're just not funny. They
They're
don't hit.
not, yeah.
They don't hit. Like when I said he is a slightly funnier,
Mhm.
I meant slightly.
Yeah.
Um,
They feel too matter of fact, I think. It's like he doesn't have the exaggerated tone of like Kazuta for what's his name? From
um,
Konosuba?
right. Oh, shit. Is it Kazuma?
Kazuma, there we go. Yes. He doesn't have like the exaggerated overtone of Kazuma. He doesn't really have enough dry humor or dry wit like Kyon or anybody. It just sounds too matter of fact. He doesn't have a good tone for this.
Right. I feel like the voice acting direction was just very bad,
Mhm.
along with the. Well, yeah, I would say more so the voice acting. I feel like you could have still delivered it.
Yeah.
Um,
Like if you had his lines but you delivered them in a more either over the top or more like sarcastic way, I feel like it would work better.
yes, that. But yeah. All right. I guess, and to rate this what we've seen as a whole, I think kind of it's literally what we just said.
We basically
But
reviewed it, yeah.
right before the entire thing. I really, I
Are
am
you
I gonna
gonna keep
watch?
watching this? Yeah, I was gonna.
I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna watch the novel.
I
I
th-
really,
I think I'm
it's
also
giving
just
a
gonna read the manga instead. I might
bit.
just watch 1 or 2 more episodes or whatever, just to see what the next arc is or something. But
Mm,
I think I'm gonna switch over to the manga for sure.
agreed. I'm over it.
Hmm.
All right, and now we're finally gonna start with
Whoa,
Nier.
we got a new season.
Let me do this sorted by popularity, and I guess we're gonna start off with Misfit Demon
The
Lord season
best
2,
for first.
episode 1. Huh. This is a lot.
So I'm gonna be controversial and say I actually like this episode.
This was a it,
Like, is it a lot?
so,
Yes.
so I feel like this ironically my problem with this episode was the opposite of Eminence and Shadow.
Mhm.
I was like, I can't like, out of context, what happened in this episode is funny
Mhm.
to me, but I don't know if this was meant to be a comedy. What happened
It's
in this episode? It wasn't. I don't think it was meant to be a comedy, but it was funny because it just made no sense.
I said this about the first season. We didn't cover it on the podcast, but I said it to myself mentally. this is just a better Gin no Guardian in a way, where it's just like you don't. It's not meant to be funny, but it is nonetheless hilarious with how over the top it is.
It really is, because some god, it's just a flashback of some god killing the fairy, and then Anos or Anos's it's a
Servant.
reincarnation, so it's not you can't say it's an ancestor.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the person who precedes Anos, that demon lord, kills him. It kills him, quote unquote, and then is like, "Hey, spirit queen." I think she's like the queen of the spirits. Here, have a bodyguard. Bye, and then they don't show anything about that. It shows them making the whole barrier thing, which I'm not gonna lie, I forgot a lot about this plot, so that also kind of confused me as well. But no, more importantly, let's get to the school. So these two transfer students come in. Bianca, well, one of them's called Zeshia. Both their last names are Bianca. I forget what the older sister's name
Listen,
is.
purple hair and lowly purple hair.
Right, Bianca sisters. They transfer in. Then this new teacher comes in, who's like, I think one of the 7 ancients.
Mm-hmm.
Exposes Anos as like the true demon lord. He's like, no, he's a true demon lord, and then makes all desks disappear, and it's like, no, prostrate, like what's the word? But not prostrate yourself before him, or no, that shit. Anos is like, no, it's okay, you don't have to do it, it's fine. We just if you wanna worship me as the demon lord, go ahead. If you don't believe it, whatever, it's okay. And then the Demon Lord's guys, and then the guy who's part of the 7 Ancients is like, aha, I'm not actually I'm not just ancient, I'm actually the god you killed, the heavenly creator god. In this body is me, and I'm here to get you back, question mark. I don't know why he's, oh no, they actually reveal why he's there, but he's like, God, I'm here. And then I don't know, the demon lord, the other students are like, you're not real, yeah, fuck you, and then they all start suffocating. And then demon lord's like, hey, don't do that, and he's like, I'm gonna keep choking them out. And then he said, okay, well, I'm just gonna kill you, and then he kills him with some sword that I don't know, the Godslayer sword. I'm just gonna call it that because I forgot the logic, and nor do I care to remember. So he kills the god, then revives him because he's like, yes, you're a god and you're a manifestation of the laws that create this reality. So if you die, the world will essentially be destroyed. But I'm gonna revive you at 10% of your power. So there. And I'm just like, okay. And then he just goes back to teaching the lesson.
He's their teacher, Drew. He has to do the lesson. But this is why I love the show, because it's so dumb. It's like, dude, imagine you were a kid at that school, like not one of the asshole kids, just like a regular student in that class, and you just came to school, learned that in a span of like 2 minutes, you learned that your demon lord you worship is fake. The real demon lord is your classmate. Your new teacher just tried to kill you, but then he was killed by your classmate, and then he came back alive to teach the lesson. In like 2 minutes, and all that shit happened.
Like not taking lessons from a guy who literally tried to kill you 5 seconds ago.
I'm like, yo, I'm transferred out. This is not worth it. I'm going to that human school.
Oh my god! Like it's so like. I like the more I said all of that, I just felt dumber and dumber.
I'm sure it's not meant to be intentionally funny. It is.
It just is, right? It is. It just is. And then I don't know, these Dark Kings come and they separate all of the 5 billion side characters that exist.
They're like, we got to split into 3 groups. I'm like, there's 40 of you. You can split into like 20 groups.
Right? And then these random people who probably won't matter because they're also gonna die are part of the Dark Kings, and then the head of the Dark Kings question mark is gonna be like, "Oh, do you want to play a game?" Like,
Yeah.
it's like, let's play a game of wits. 'Cause I can't beat you in real life. I'm just like, or he can just kill you. God.
I feel like this show is like the type of show I would have written when I was like in 3rd grade, but in a good
Yeah.
way, where it's just like, because literally the entire combat, like, and it happened so much this episode where guy would come out and be like, I win because I'm God. And then Anos would come out and be like, oh yeah, well, I have a special sword that kills
That kills
gods.
God.
And then he's like, well, all right, well, I'm going to use my voice to say the world's about to end. And now since I'm God, you can't stop me from doing that. And then the other guy comes out and he's like, well, I have a voice stealing sword that stops you from. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Oh my God. Oh my God, this show is so stupid.
It's so dumb.
Oh my God. Yeah, this show doesn't make any sense, but okay. So I you know what it is? And I have to realize that I have to go in with the mind that this is kindergarten. If I do that, then
Yes,
I
if
won't
you
get
do
the
that,
show.
it's 100 times better.
Right, because I just got confused. And now we're talking about it again. It's hilarious. All right. That's great.
Yes.
Great
Great first episode. For all the wrong reasons.
Every wrong reason. Okay, up next is Nagatoro-san, season 2, episode 1.
Yes.
Um,
It's just my episode of the week.
I wouldn't blame
No.
you if it was. Yeah, it's not mine, but I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of get back into the swing of things
Mm-hmm.
in a very. At first, I was a little bit like, oh, I don't know, because the whole shoe thing where he's supposed to wear on the shoe. I'm like, I know he's not gonna lick it up.
Yeah. It was a nice fake out though.
Right. It started off a little, a little slow, but then, and not in a bad way. Just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, just like they whet our appetites in the first little segment, and then the rest of it was just very. And I like the show that it's very much going back and forth between wholesome and then, well, abusive.
I like that it starts off with him reading a manga about basically his exact situation.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how they're both like, "Oh yeah, we can both identify with characters." I was like, I wonder why."
Mm-hmm.
Yo, her like being in the shadow of him on the way to school was wild. Like,
she was just saying hello.
oh my God, like I'm definitely. I feel like I have to. I feel like I have to make like a meme about it, being like, haha, me saying hello to the homies, and just me like sucker punching people. Put a gif of someone sucker punching someone.
Yeah. My greeting.
That was wild. Like she slapped him in the back of the head, like tried to kick out his knees.
Yeah, he like knocked out his knees.
I'm like, let me tell you something, girl. Especially if that sidewalk is empty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ooh, I would have been in jail. I would have gone to jail because the moment I would have been like, "Oh, hey Nagatoro, trip." Hey Nagatoro, cut hair.
Wow, so mean. She's cute. You're supposed to let cute girls bully you, Drew.
No, Absolutely not. If I can't be a tsundere, no one can. I can be a tsundere in real life. No one can be a tsundere anywhere else. Uh, yeah, that was to me, that was, like, the wildest part of
Hmm.
the well, that and also the scene after where Nagatoro and, of course, the tight scene.
Yes, that was the highlight for me. Obviously, being the foot fetishist that I am for
Oh,
anime.
yeah. Yes, people who love foot, that one was for you.
Hmm. I did like
Mhm.
how he inadvertently slipped up and was like, when she was talking like, "Oh, I gotta start wearing these tights now," and he was like, "Ah, damn, shame,
Right, he was like,
such a
"Oh,
shame."
that's so" like, I was like, "Oh, no. Oh, no. No, why'd you do this to yourself?" Oh. Mm-mm-mm. The way I be rooting for Senpai sometimes, I know he's never supposed to win.
No, but it's you want him to
Right.
just once in a while.
Just yeah, every now and then. I do like the moments where Nagatoro, when she realizes that she was doing too much and doesn't realize the consequences of her
Hmm.
actions. When he takes the hand, goes up too far.
Yeah.
I love his inner dialogue where he's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and he's like, block it out." Like he speaks in different voices.
Hmm. Like, empty
That was
mind,
really
empty
funny.
mind.
And then she's like, "Oh my god, no, you touched my inner thigh," but I'm like, "Girl, you told him to do it."
I'm like, how far are you letting him?
Right. And then the sushi part, I like that was pretty wholesome.
Yeah, I like that the show balance. It does a good balancing act with the
Mhm.
lewdness, the meanness, and the wholesomeness. Like we get bullying, we get lewdness, and then we get wholesome. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
the strategy goes with every episode.
Yeah. Of course, that conveyor belt kinda triggered me from when we ate at
Oh
the
yeah.
conveyor.
Hmm.
Like, I wasn't even full, and that was, like, almost $30
I
or
told
20 something
you,
dollars.
sushi is not. Anyway, we're not gonna start that now.
I'm just saying, I have gotten full or satisfied off of sushi that was cheaper than $30. That's it.
Fair enough. That was expensive sushi. Although we didn't have near as much variety as they did in their sushi. They were out here. What's her
Right.
face had like a fucking burger sushi with corn on top. I would have eaten the shit
Right,
out of
with
that.
meal corn, I know. I would eat it once for the one time.
I would have been eating nothing but that.
Ew.
Give me
Why?
that burger, because it's a burger.
Ew. Girl, then don't eat go somewhere else. Mm-mm-mm. But but then they were making him get all the stuff, but then they all started like giving him stuff to eat. And I love how they kind of turned on Nagatoro and started bullying her because she got really insecure, and then she made that really
Gross joke.
disgusting joke. Yeah, even for me, I was a little like Nagatoro, ew, what the fuck? I too was like Nagatoro, what the hell?
I like how, but that's like the cutest moments where she gets bullied on and then he bails her out. And he's like,
Yeah,
I
agreed.
can't let her be awkward here. I have to eat it.
Right. Yeah, and luckily it was good.
Yep, because it's all just fish, and all fish taste the same.
That is not true. Well, there's definitely I will admit there is some overlap. There
Hmm.
definitely is overlap that I cannot. I'll say fresh fish tastes.
I
This
mean,
makes fresh
maybe I'm bi. I have a bad palate, but like if it's stuff like if it's generally fish, like I can't tell the difference between like yellowtail and tuna or like whatever other fish
I
there
can't.
is.
Well, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I eat the same thing a lot, so I'm pretty sure I could tell the difference between like I. First of all, the one things I eat isn't even a. Wait, are eels fish? I don't
I
think
guess
so.
they are, but I mean I can tell the difference between like an eel or like obviously shrimp or shellfish and stuff like that. But I'm just talking about like generic fish.
Yeah, like well, I could. I eat tuna a lot, so I can tell when something's not tuna.
Mm.
I can tell
I
when something's
eat tuna a lot
not
too, but not in the sushi Japanese format. I eat it in the
I eat it,
Americanized
I
canned
eat it
format.
I ate it first of all, I ate it in both, and it's not that big of a like, a difference between the American and sushi tuna and sushi. It's not that different.
Mm,
No, at least not to me. But, yeah, I also don't order anything else, like, yeah, salmon, I wouldn't super taste that. Like, usually the lot of things I eat with sushi, it's not like a fish, and then another fish,
mhm.
and another fish. It's usually, like, a salmon roll, a spicy tuna,
Yeah.
an eel, and those
It's like
all 3 of those have very
now I want
distinct taste.
sushi.
Yeah, me
There's
too.
a sushi place for my job. I'll probably get sushi for lunch.
Oh my god, enjoy that. But yeah, that was really cute, and they all started feeding him back. And then, eventually the other girls started getting up, getting plates for everyone. So yeah, it ended on a very nice, wholesome note.
Yep. A very good introductory episode back.
Agreed. All right. Up next, you have Near Automata, um, version 1.1a.
And this is my episode of the week.
Interesting.
Really? Well, I have a slight bias because I played the game. I didn't beat the game. I played the game, and I am just relieved that this is seemingly, for now, a one-for-one adaptation of the game,
Yeah.
which brings me so much joy because I've been indemnibly scarred by Last Encore. So anytime I see something that is just a one-for-one adaptation, I'm just like, oh my god, thank God. Oh, thank you, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I like the CGI is not terrible. I was telling everyone the CGI is actually very reminiscent of Ghost in the Shell complex,
Yeah.
slash certain Gundam series
This
before.
Nier in general is very Ghost in the Shell like. There's a lot of overlap between like the setting and themes and stuff.
The setting, the themes, the art style,
Mm-hmm.
the character design, very similar. Um, Does she always say the catchphrase "easier said than done"? Is that her catchphrase?
Um, I don't think so. Maybe it is. I've never noticed it.
She said it at least twice
I guess
this
that's her
episode, and I
catchphrase.
was like, "Huh?" I was like, for an android, you have a catchphrase. That's,
Her
okay.
catchphrase should be "to be or not to be."
Oh, okay, we're gonna just, skate right around that. Ain't nobody stew in your embarrassment. I mean,
No, I made a great observation.
hmm. Um, of course, I feel like, well, not just me, but everyone else is like, "Oh my god, 9S is great."
Yeah, Ninus is kind of like uh, the personality of the
Yeah,
yeah.
he's the heart of the show.
2B is great, but she doesn't really have much personality.
Yeah, because she's an. I was gonna say, "Oh, it's because she's an android," but so is 9S. Dot
Mm,
dot dot. Um. So yeah, 9S was very fun. Um. The fighting was pretty cool. Lots of the swords and slashing stuff and the shooting with the machine guns. Um, and then the whole end with the black box. Um, and yeah, I guess I didn't know they had multiple bodies. They can just upload their data and keep it going, which is, I guess that makes sense.
yeah, it's like uploading it to the cloud.
Yep. So I'm like, yes, very, very good in the shell of them. Um, but yeah, but then the gag was like, oh yeah, I uploaded you. Yeah, that's when it kind of got like, oof. Like you could see that bit of like, oh, there was a sacrifice because this isn't the same 9S. Like it is, but it isn't. 'Cause he has no memories of her, but he's still more or less the same, which I'm thankful for. So, we're gonna get to a point of like, oh, how much is do would we consider the death of someone if their memories also die with them?
Right.
So I in my mind, I see like that's going to be a theme. I wouldn't know because I haven't played the game.
I mean, yeah, you're not too far off. There's a lot of like very meta themes. I'm trying to like not give away too much because this is definitely a series that has like a lot of plot twists.
Yeah.
But I one of the things I was interested in is how they're gonna adapt the multiple endings. Because if there's one thing about Nier that it does, it's like it's very video gamey in the sense where it's like, you know how Metal Gear is hard to envision an adaptation because they do so many things that you can only do in a video game, like the
Mm.
whole plug your controller into the second slot and that's how you fight the boss. Nier does a lot of that because it has like 50 different endings for every conceivable scenario in the game, and it has like a lot of weird things that would only work in a video game. So seeing that envisioned in the anime, it's worked. Like the hacking with 9S was interestingly depicted. In the game, it's just like playing an actual Space Invaders style minigame, and just seeing how they pulled off the multiple endings by doing that little cute skit at the end was cute.
Yeah, so I am assuming that's an ending.
Yeah, there's an ending where you just self destruct because you take out the cube.
That is very fun. Like and like ending as in like the ending of the game ending?
Yeah, it's
Or
like an actual bad ending for the game. Like as soon as you finish the first mission, you can like unequip the cube or whatever, and it's like you self destruct, and then you get like a whole epilogue, like to be destroyed herself, and then the army of the humans and blah 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 blah.
and this is if you unequipped it?
Yeah,
Oh, do they tell you a warning to not do that?
I think they do. Because you can like unequip anything on your body, and there's like warning. Doing this may result in undesired consequences or something.
Oh, got you.
There's other stuff you could do, like you can literally just unequip her skirt or whatever, and then she acts different. Like it's very video gamey.
Got you.
Mm,
Okay. That yeah. Oh, God. I'm like, damn, not this show's gonna make me fucking wanna
play the
play the game.
game.
Which is the whole point of it, I'm
Yeah,
sure. Like any video game adaptation. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode.
same.
All right. Next we have I'm gonna say this title once and then never again.
Go for it.
Tsundere Akuyaku Reijo Liselote to Jikyo no Endo kun to Kaisetsu no Kobayashi-san.
Yay!
AKA we're gonna call it Tunrize, and that's because that's the hashtag is on Twitter. So
Works for me.
so Tunrize episode 1, which is my episode of the week.
Understandable. This was probably gonna be second place for me.
Um, so yeah. So it's generic. Everything starts out generic villainous, generic character, generic otome bullshit. Um, one thing that I just need to pull over real quick and address.
Mm.
Why is there a Shota slash trap in the harem?
Why
Can we
not?
can we agree? Can we agree? Like this is like trap territory. Like
He is. Yeah. I was.
I was
First
like,
time I
yo,
saw them,
he's
I was
great.
like, "Why is there a girl here?"
Right, right, I was like, "Oh my god, you're pretty. Are you a like?" So yeah, I'm just like, no, you don't have to make a Shota trap character. This is not necessary. Sure, whatever.
Mm.
Um. So yeah, I don't know that just threw me off. But yeah, seeing how it works, how the whole thing started is very interesting. That because it's only the main character dude that can hear them. I thought like it might be like, oh, everyone can hear them, or like the girl can hear him, but no, it's just
Mm.
the prince. Um, and yeah, something I didn't even think of was the fact that, oh yeah, they're gonna be showing like the lives of the Konko narrators and commentary, which I like. I like that it's not just like, oh my god, we're just whatever. I mean,
Yeah, it's one of those things I didn't think about, but now that they did it, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad they did that, because now it's
yeah,
like it's kind of like a 2-layered story. It's like you get the fantasy element, but you also get the announcers, the lives.
right, right. Um, unpopular opinion.
Oh, here we go.
I I cannot see how Endo is into Kobayashi. It's like I mean I get it. I
I can explain.
I mean yeah I can also explain too. I guess it's literally just because she's cute.
Yes.
I don't,
Precisely.
but it's like they are clearly so different people. Like I don't see it between them at all. Like she's literally just like, oh my god, I love my time again.
I think it's cute. Like she's a fangirl, and he's just like a more even keeled,
He's
like
he is doing
normal
she's doing too
generic
much.
dude.
She's it's like
She has to
she
be too much because he's not enough.
she I don't know, for me she verges. She's tap dancing on annoying for me. She is tap dancing on annoying. Like it's like, girl, you're doing a lot. And it's like I get it. I just don't want I think for me I just don't like the fact as of right now, her only personality is I like this Otome game.
Yeah, well, yeah, she definitely needs to do more. Like she needs to have more rounded personality, I think.
That's why I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of like every
Well, they
time we
both do, because right now her only personality is I like this game, and his only personality is I like her.
that is true. But no, but like he's more I would say he's more entertaining than she is.
Really? I find him
Yeah, so
supremely generic.
his contemporary like his I feel like his calls it his back and forth, his interaction with the other characters, to me, I get more from that than hers. All she said was like, "Oh my god, kiss." All she does is freak out literally for 90% of the episode, and the one time she does, she's like, "Oh my god, kiss him," or "kiss her." But meanwhile, he's like, "Oh my god, whoa, she's so tsundere." Like that stuff was fun. Like he was funny. She was not. She was just almost annoying. He was actually funny when we started making commentary on the game.
It's just gonna be us going back and forth between who our favorite commentator is.
um, but
I
yeah,
also I think that they're meant to mimic different types of commentators. Like you have the overly energetic, screamy announcer who's just like, and then you have the overly analytical, kind of more like nuanced announcer in him. So at least I got that kind of sense. Like they fit into those kind of
um,
tropey announcer roles or commentator roles.
I hope so because I would say even to that, I would say he was giving when he was commentating, he was giving a lot. That was like the
Because
highest.
that's like his job. Like he's the informative commentator. Like this is what a tsundere is. And,
No, I'm saying when he started commenting, like when he started, like he was giving a lot of energy. He's like, "Oh my god, he's so tsundere! What?"
he wasn't giving as much energy as she was giving.
Yeah, no, she was just like screaming. Like,
she definitely had her dose of speed that day.
right. I'm just like, girl, relax. Just fucking chill. So yeah, that's just how I feel about that. But it was really fun. It was wild how the MC was just um listening to the voices and it's like, oh yeah, guys, this is clearly this is the voice from the gods. They're talking to me right now. So if you just give me a second. Meanwhile, in the real world, if someone tried that, they would just be committed.
Yeah, I like how they were just like standing by, like, oh, we will stand by.
Right. And I like how I like how Kobayashi not Kobayashi, fuck, what's his name? Endo. There you go.
Mhm.
Endo was like, "Yeah, maybe you shouldn't just like talk to us out loud like all the time."
Yeah, it's for background noise. I feel bad for him, the character. He's like just gonna hear them in the background the whole time.
Um, I think he kind of channel it.
Mhm.
Um, like I feel like they can kind of channel it. Like I feel like as long as they're I feel like there's a way they can like,
Probably.
or
I
maybe,
hope
maybe,
because
maybe
hear
not.
literally everything they
Or maybe
say.
they can, yeah, maybe they can make an episode where they're trying to figure it out. That'd be cool. Yeah, just I'm like, there's just so much you can do with this premise.
There is. I also they kind of hinted at so at the end of the episode, the other guy it comes in and is like has a copy of the game and he's looking at the pink haired girl and like, oh, I can't wait to play this game. So I'm wondering if that's gonna come into play where it's like multiple different people can influence the characters in the game somehow.
Mm.
Like maybe he plays the game and he like talks to the pink haired girl and gets her to act certain ways and they're commenting on the main character to get him to act certain ways, and then maybe some other character come in and commentate towards Lisa Lot to get her to act certain ways. Like they all have 3 different gods they communicate with.
I didn't think of that. Oh god, is that how they're gonna make the main girl into the bad guy? I hope
They better
not.
not. I like her.
Right, I don't want to be a
She's not a
villainess.
villainess. She's just misunderstood. She's just a
I mean,
tsundere.
I don't want. I don't see that. I don't want to make the main heroine girl into a bad guy.
Oh, her? Oh, I want her to be a bad guy. Yeah.
Really? Ugh, I feel like you do that so
Yeah,
much.
that'd be cute.
You do that so much though. I maybe
Well,
like
they
a
hardly
bumbling,
ever do that.
maybe like a bumbling bad guy.
Oh well, yeah, not like yeah. I don't want her to like murder.
Yeah, not like that. You know that one anime I'm talking about with with the Power Rangers.
Oh
Power
yeah,
Rangers
yeah.
dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, maybe not so much like that, but yeah, something similar. All right, and last, I think this is last but not least.
Yes.
I wouldn't skip it. I can't find. Okay, here we go. Kyokou Suiri Season 2, Episode 1. Man, this episode,
I have very uh kind of hypocritical feelings on this episode.
really.
So like did I personally didn't really love the episode. However, I feel like it was a very necessary episode that I appreciate because it was basically here's all the information you need to get back in the series episode.
Right, and here's kind of
Here's a
an
refresher.
example of how they work.
Exactly. Because I, on one hand, I was kind of upset because it's like I wanted a bigger. Why did they just give the answer to the mystery right away and all that stuff? But I'm like, oh no, this is just a reintroduction episode. Okay, understandable.
Yeah, yeah. Which I honestly needed because I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit, I forgot how
exactly.
busted, I forgot how busted the dude
I
is."
forgot he had powers, so that helped me.
I knew at the very least Kudo was I knew he was immortal. I
Oh
just
yeah,
forgot
no, no,
about
I
his
knew he had.
like,
I knew he was immortal. I didn't know he had the. I forgot he had the
right,
future
yeah,
telling powers.
right, the his the in the made future diary,
Mm-hmm.
the surgically implanted future diary, if you would. So yeah, but yeah, no, not much to say. It was a very introductory episode. Basically a lot of the good things I like about it, a bunch of cute quips,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of her assuming assume or just saying, haha, you're my boyfriend, and he's like, no.
Which I don't get, but whatever. All right, he has the other girl he likes, doesn't he?
He does have that other yes, he does. I thought the end of season 1 that he begrudgingly like was like fine, I'll be your boyfriend.
Yeah, he was, but it's
Yeah,
begrudging, so.
right. So it's like, fine, whatever. He's like something's better than nothing. I
Mm-hmm.
guess. Uh, and Kotoko is well very her. She's very smart. and very capable. That's what I like about her. She's just very capable, and then she just happens to be a yandere for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, reminds me of the girl from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, but she's just not crazy. They're just both very capable women who are also extreme yanderes. But yeah, no, there's not much to say about it. We just saw him get killed a bunch of times, and then she did a cool badass thing where I don't know why her foot came off.
Oh, she
Like
doesn't have a foot, or she has
no,
a prosthetic.
like, why did the prosthetic come off as she was like doing the
Maybe
jumping dive?
it wasn't secured properly.
Was was it like a rocket, like a rocket that propels you in the sky?
Yes.
No,
Her eye should have fell out too.
no, not that.
No. I was gonna say
No.
her foot fell off to remind the viewers that it's a fake foot, but then I was like, but no, but then her eye has to also pop out.
I thought at first for a second, I thought like she took off the foot and stabbed him with her foot,
That'd be
with her
bad. She should put like a knife in there.
or a gun.
Or a gun. Somehow she obtains a gun in Japan and puts it in her prosthetic leg.
Hey. If they could do it in that Quentin Tarantino movie, they could do it in this. First of all, I loved that in the Quentin Tarantino movie. Most likely because I was like 12 or 13 years old, but that was so badass watching Rosa go on just spin around shooting zombies with her
Yeah, Gatling gun.
Gatling gun leg. Oh, she was so badass. But yeah,
I expect the next episode will actually get the first arc, and it'll probably be
yeah.
a whole mystery. That's the only thing I really had to complain about this episode. It was just a lot of exposition. Oh my god, so much fucking exposition.
But that's high key the whole part of
Yeah,
this.
but there was exposition without me having a chance to solve the mystery, because they kind of just solved it immediately without any chance for you to solve it.
No, that is very true. First of all, I'm like, you try to solve the mysteries.
Yes,
I'm just like,
that's part of the fun.
Girl, I'm just here for the ride.
We will try to solve these mysteries on this podcast.
Okay, well, you good.
Put on your detective cap when we.
All right. I think that's all we need to say about Inspector. And yeah, with that being said, I think we are done with the podcast itself. So Oni, would you be a dear and take us away?
Guys, if you enjoyed this somehow miraculously not 2-hour long podcast episode, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you catch every episode as it comes out every week. If you haven't already, do follow us over on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party in our Discord, all linked in the description down below. If you'd like, you can even become a channel member or a patron and join us for our weekly live watches. This season, we are watching stuff because we have to hold the vote to find out what people want to watch, but it will be between Nier, Vinland Saga, Nagatoro, and Misfit of Demon Academy. So if any of those sound interesting to you, you know what to do. And Drew, do you have anything you want to say?
Former lynch mob, ruin lives. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes, let's extend this podcast for another hour.
That was a joke. But no, seriously, I hope you guys have a productive and wonderful rest of your week. And remember to hydrate and take care of yourselves.
Yes, indeed. Do that second thing he said. Until next time, this has been Sobroni and
Doobie doo.
we'll catch you later. Later.
Bye.